Hello friends, it's good to come your way again, and today I just want to make an input into your life, and considering that we are in a season of giving and receiving, we are gradually counting days towards Christmas. But let me make an input into your life for those of you who are already married. Two things I want to talk about. One is the reason why we don't feel drawn to our spouses again. One of them specifically is taking one another for granted. You see, when you were trying to get the other person's attention before you now got together as husband and wife, you took the other person very seriously. You are likely going to be careful about the way you speak to him or her. You are likely going to treat him or her with lots of respect. You do everything to impress your looks, the things you wear. I mean, the kind of people you relate with, just to make sure you make this person pleased. But many people suddenly depend, before you know what is happening, they only depend on the level, husband or wife. That is not strong enough to keep any relationship going. It's not strong enough to allow you to have the kind of joy and excitement, the fulfillment you find in your marriage. I want to drive this point home, and that point is there is need to treat your husband or your wife with respect. Now, it shouldn't be one-sided. Treat each other with respect. Now, let it be to the level that every time your spouse thinks about you, is remembering you as somebody that respects him or her more than anyone else. I say some people who respect their bosses in the office, or respect some other lady outside than your own spouse. That does not help. It weakens your relationship. Mind you, this is where you live. That's the greatest thing you have on earth. So that is something to note and work on yourself. You might have been growing older and growing apart, but you can do something about it right now from when you are hearing the sound of my voice. Secondly, it's about an aspect of communication that some people miss. You miss, as soon as you miss this, you miss the whole thing. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about the power of questioning. You ask the question so that you know whether you are understood. Now, the idea of assuming you know what he's going to say or what she's going to say doesn't help, because many times we get involved with that bad exercise. What do I mean by bad exercise? You jump into conclusion before you even get to know what the person is talking about. Sometimes you don't even allow him or her to finish what he's saying. You say, I know what you're going to say. I know what you're going to say. That does not help. That is no communication. See, in an effective communication, anywhere, I mean, you need to use the power of question. And how do you do that? He says something or she says something. Hold yourself and inquire. What you're saying, is this what you mean? Or is this what you are trying to say? Or do I understand you to mean this? Now, by the time you do that, you are going to even receive the feedback. The person is going to explain further what he or she means. Now, nothing is more powerful than that. When you now become a master asker, you are going to open doors to yourself. You're going to win the place in your spouse's heart, because he or she is going to know you as somebody who seeks to understand. And that is the strength in communication. Now, the greatest communicators are those who know how to listen, and they are those who ask questions. Now, when you ask the question, you are allowing the person the space, the breathing space, to express himself or herself. And whenever you give understanding, guess what? You receive it back. Now, I've said two things. Don't take your spouse for granted. And number two, become a master asker. Make your communication to become effective by seeking to understand. In other words, give understanding, and guess what? You're going to receive understanding. Now, if that's the gift you can give during this Christmas Yuletide season we're entering, I think it's priceless. And one other thing it will do is it's going to keep strengthening your relationship and keep the bonds of your marriage stronger. God bless you for taking out time to listen to me. I always enjoy speaking to you, and I believe you enjoy listening to me too. Bye bye, and God